Hello, my name is Zachary Senst, and for my capstone project, I chose Katmai National Park. So, the main challenge that this park is facing is pollution, and another challenge that it's facing, not currently, but could be facing in the future, is the expansion of civilization. My intended audience is the general public, as this information could typically be applied to most national parks within the United States. So these are a couple maps of Katmai National Park. It was actually established in December 2nd, 1980 under the Alaska National Interest Lands Conservation Act, which then actually led to further expansion, creating a 3.4 million acre land that is protected under Katmai National Park. So let me talk a little bit about Katmai National Park. The climate of Katmai is much like an Arctic or subarctic climate. So it's very cold. Katmai is one of the most beautiful parks in the world, as it offers opportunities for people to experience all types of wildlife in their natural environment, especially wildlife that is not always readily available to us. Like I said earlier, it has a 3.4 million acres protected wilderness land, and it is home to hundreds of all types of animals. And Katmai National Park encourages visitors to come, but it is also trying to preserve its land with only 30 miles of road and 6 miles of sand-established trails for people to walk on and explore. So, the first problem that I'm coming to talk about during this capstone project is pollution. Pollution is one of the problems that are currently at the forefront of many national parks. This means that they're particularly vulnerable, or this park is particularly vulnerable to the excess deposition of nitrogen and sulfur into the ecosystem from fertilizers and other substances like that. And this alone can cause havoc within the species living in this subarctic area and can cause their destruction. Another type of pollution that almost everyone is guilty of is man-made pollution, and this is evident not just in Katmai, but in all places of the world. And this means that there's leftover wrappers or bottles that are just left on trails for animals to get stuck in. And this park is currently trying to prevent this because it has a no-trace principle, but you can still see impacts on the land. And Katmai is home to many rivers and streams, and the pollution needs to be kept down, otherwise the animals who live off these streams could be harmed. And you always think of the classic of how you see a polar bear getting stuck with a pop plastic getting stuck around his nose. And some of the positive pollution effects for Katmai is that while its air pollution levels are way below the standard, the leftover pollution in the air may actually be good for the plants in the area. The plants in Katmai absorb the little amounts of pollution and will release it back into the air as a more filtered substance, and this all provides that the air is safer and better for breathing for all the visitors. And funny story, actually, I had a family member who once went to Alaska recently, and it was at the beginning of this class, and I realized I could have them speak to some people about Katmai National Park. And all the people that they talked to said that this place was amazing, but they were worried that pollution, like it's seen in many other areas, might eventually catch up to Katmai and destroy its beautiful, natural, basically untouched lands. So the other problem I found that is not currently a problem, but could be in the future as the United States and the world is all growing, is that the park could face an expansion problem. It's not really a current problem, but it could carve into the 3.4 million acres of protected forest land for the development of Alaska, as people could start seeing that maybe they don't need that many acres of land. The positivity that this could bring is that if there ever is a challenge for this land, I have faith that the citizens will unite and try and protect this land, as it's a natural untouched beauty, and if we start going into Katmai, then what is going to stop the United States from going into other national parks and taking away land from them too? Geographic features. Some of the references I have talked about are Google Earth. I went and looked at images of places within Katmai and just saw how beautiful it was. I also looked at the national park website, the Katmai portion, and looked at all the sites on there, and it gave me even more information and truly showed me how beautiful Katmai National Park area is. And of course, I had the family member who visited Alaska and talked to me about Katmai, and they also re-emphasized how beautiful Katmai National Park is and how important it is to that area. And I just want to thank you all for listening to the thing today. I know I've missed out on a couple of geological references, but that'll get done in the future, as this is just the draft. Thank you.